protect
Agreed.
everything that you have.
If you're a woman that is focused on making more, having your own career, bringing in your own money, absolutely. I think, okay, so this is going to be my hot take. And no shade to either of you.
We're only 3 minutes in.
I know. I think marriage is for broke. And so I think a woman who wants to be married is leaning more into the patriarchy and wants to be essentially, possibly taken care of, have their man as the leader. All of the ideals for me of what marriage looks like is that. So I just saw my friends recently this weekend. She was like, did you want to be married? And I literally said, yeah, when I was poor. As a woman who can now like provide for herself, also doesn't want motherhood, and also sees a lot of these celebrity women now having to continue working because they have to pay alimony. I mean, we have even podcasters now paying alimony. Shout out to Rachel Lindsay. Like, there's all of these people that once you make a certain amount of money, if your man doesn't, you have to pay them out. And I just don't want to be that.
That's a take.
I don't want to be that.
But again, this podcast stuff is crazy, right? So let me just say this, right? You know, back in the day before you had podcasts and the internet and all this stuff, you had women out here that thought like this. You had women out here that was doing these type of things at a very young age, and at some point they changed. Their biology kicked in and they wanted marriage, they wanted this, right? So you have a lot of women that talk this stuff, and as a man, I've learned to not take a lot of things that women say. And that's not to disrespect women, because all women don't think like this. So let me rephrase that. I've turned to not listen to a lot of things that some women say. Because a lot of times these women go by their emotion or how they feel at the time, but then they change. At 51, I've been around long enough to see this, right? And to hear them when they speak. Right? So now these women is talking this ultra feminist stuff, and we know that on this podcast you have women say that if they're away from their man long enough, they'll have sex with another man. This other woman said when she start having feelings with a man, she'll go sleep with another man. It's just a whole bunch of stuff where these women now want to do things historically that men done. Right? They want to be like men, but they want to be like men on their own terms. They want equality, but they only want equality that suits them. So this woman is saying that, you know, marriage is for broke women. So again, she's drawing a line in the sand between women, and she's the sisterhood. She's breaking it apart. She's disrespecting women that are married, that are willing to sacrifice and be committed to a relationship. She want to do what she want to do, when she want to do it, and how she want to do it. And she says she don't want kids either. Fair enough. That's just not the room for me, right? But I've heard all this stuff even back then. Like, I remember songs like Scrubs, It Ain't Nothing Going On But the Rent. You got to have a Job if you want to be with me, and right, independent woman, and all this kind of stuff. They had all that stuff back then too, man. It's not nothing new. But she's, you know, spreading this stuff out to a lot of young girls that may not want this type of life, but they may be conditioned to believe that's the life that they should live, right? So Joe Buttons, he took umbrage with that, and he used his platform to come back at her. And he said this.
I just think we hear from too many chicks that ain't been marriageable, talking about their views on marriage. MANDii did a podcast called Horrible Decisions. She go out there, she tell you, horrible.
Horrible. Spelled with a W-H-O.
Yeah, W-H. You know what I'm saying? She'll tell you about her sexcapade. She'll tell you about. She'll tell you about her life. It's kind of all out there. When is the? Don't make me say it.
When is married at?
When is the marriable part in that? Where is the portion of your life where you were living in a way to where that would be an option?
And see, let me say this too, right? Now this podcast is called Not Horrible Decisions, Horrible Decisions. And they brag about their horror escapades and activities and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not shocked. See, because one thing about me, I don't kiss women's behind on my show. I don't kiss men's behind, right? I grew up in the 80s and 90s. I'll tell y'all straight up, come listen to Uncle George. Back in the 90s, your mama was a hoe and your daddy wasn't ish. Yes, I was there. I don't care what they say all online. Listen, your mama was a hoe back in the 90s, twerking on box Chevys, having sex with this guy and that guy. That's why you know who your daddy is, but your other siblings don't know who their daddy is, and she's bitter towards men, right? And the men wasn't ish. They was running around slinging ding-a-ling all over the place, getting millions of dollars, making a bunch of babies, getting killed, going to jail, right? In that type of life, in the street life. Was that every black person? No. But when we online and we dealing with this, like the stuff they talking about on the podcast, this is what was going on, right? So they're just getting passed down to them. So now they're on here talking about sleeping with different men and doing all that kind of stuff. Yes, right? So what happens is when they get called out for the things that they say, Now all of a sudden they want to be in their feelings. Oh my God, I can't believe you said this to me. No, this is what you're presenting to the world. This is what you're presenting to young girls that may not be, that's impressionable, right? Right? That may not, they want to live that lifestyle, but they can't deal with the accountability that come with it. Right? They can't deal with the accountability. I've been living long enough to understand the accountability and the wisdom behind it because I've seen it now. I've seen it. I got grown children now, so I've seen this. So these women, they talk this stuff, but now when they called out, she wants to go and respond to Joe Buttons, but she actually made his point.
Why does Joe be hating on me? I don't know. At this point, it's because I ain't little. I don't know. I don't know why Joe hating. Because to call me unmarriable as if we all publicly don't know his roster of women that he has proposed to and is about to propose to. Because that was so disrespectful. Barry, I'm telling you, I would sit across from Joe and be like, now tell me what makes me unmarriable. Because we see who denied your proposal and we know who you getting ready to propose to. And we know everybody you done moved in. I wish I could do the shebang, and some just popping shebang. I just don't like that. Thank you, Fernando. Thank you. And that's why I like Ish, because Ish knows me off the pod. I am very marriable. Even that is such a dumb ass. What is that? Adjective? Yes, that's a dumbass adjective. Because the marriable.
So now when she responds to Joe, her first response was, you wanted to sleep with me, right? Now this is the thing, right? This is the thing. Now I can do a channel really breaking this stuff down and talking about relationships, and I come from the streets. I had all kinds of women, all kinds of money. I did all kinds of things in my past, right? But that's not the stuff that I wanted to do and stuff that that life I wanted to lead, right? Or how I wanted to make money online, right? This is the thing though. She already said that marriage was for broke women, right? But now she's mad because a man said that she wasn't marriage material based off the way she talk and carry herself, right? Joe Buttons is no saint, but he's still a man with eyes. I can see you. You're talking this way. What type of qualities do you bring to a man to make a man happy when you was talking down on marriage and talking down on saying that a woman is for broke women and she's being subservient to a man? With that mentality, what are you going to do to make a man happy? What are you willing to be sacrifice and be committed to? Right? A man can't be a man with you, right? In order to suit you because of your thought process. So, and then you're talking about whorish activities and sleeping around, and these are the things that you're talking about. So you're being judged based off of what you're presenting to the people, right? But Joe Buttons heard this, right, and he was upset, and he came back and he responded.
One more thing that I heard that I'm just not sure I heard. I had to be wrong.
Say it. Maybe was it me?
No, this was MANDii.
Oh. Huh.
I heard MANDii say something, but it had to be a mistake.
That you wanted
Yeah.
What? Who MANDii? What MANDii?
Hey, yo.
I have zero problem with people replying to things that podcasters say until I hear something stupid like, he must be mad because he tried to me.
Oh, she said that?
Yes.
And you're not mad.
Yes. Well,
Did you try to?
No. MANDii lies so much, she can't tell when it's a bad lie. So she just spitting, oh, he tried to. And I hate when you motherfuckers that would, MANDii, we from 2008, girl. 09. I love that you got in shape.
Ooh, this.
I love that you changed your diet. I love that you made different life decisions and you looking better today and you feeling better today. But dog, come on, we go back to 2008. A sentence I ain't never heard was tried to MANDii. That's not the way it comes back in the street, MANDii.
Lord help me.
Just so we clear, I've never heard the word tried in there. This is back to Henny Palooza days. Like, what are we talking about? But you're a woman, and I'm a little bit mature, so we're not going to go back and forth about this. And I'm not going to say no more about it. But don't say that again. Because I ain't all the way as mature as I need to be. Don't let me hear you say that repulsive again. Where is the text? Call T-Mobile. Get the phone record. Show anything that says there's some merit to this. Because you're going to ruin my Carfax with that.
Oh my God, this boy. It's me.
Like some lies you got to fix. I'm sorry, I know some of y'all.
This is a mature response?
Yes. Some lies you got to fix because Mandi's popular and got a platform. Somebody might hear that and believe it.
People heard it and believe it.
Somebody might say, and then my Carfax credit score back down to 520, letting people just talk. Mandi, don't say that again, or I might get mad and actually reply to it. And I believe it.
So when Joe was referring back to 2008, he's basically saying that she was obese and overweight, and she wasn't his type, right? He was, you know, they posted images of her looking like this, and he was saying that, man, like, that ain't what I'm looking for. So I don't know why you even want to put something like that out there, especially those lies. He was like, don't do that, right? So now she heard his response, right? She heard his response, and she came back, right, to respond, and she said this.
Okay, I misread that then. You ain't trying to... You wanted to read a book in the Bronx. Yes, back when I was in the park, Chester. The whole ride home, you were confused why I didn't let you up. Why I brought your plate downstairs. But you didn't want to... You just wanted to talk. You just wanted to talk. So if I misread that, my bad. My bad, Joseph. My bad, Joseph. You wanted to be intellectual and talk about geography and the history of the United States of America after you came and got that Thanksgiving Day plate for me. Okay. I didn't know. I misread that, Joseph. I misread that. You wanted to watch a documentary. You like documentaries. I thought I was going to get the invite upstairs. So, okay. I'm just saying, I misread that, Joseph. You wanted to watch a documentary and talk. Excuse me. As a hoe, like you want to refer to me as, that nobody wants. I misread that. So my bad. My bad, Joey.
Now, mind you, she was referring to her own self as a hoe. So I'm not making up nothing or putting words in her mouth. She was referring to herself as a hoe, talking about marriages for broke women. These are the things that she says about herself, and it's basically beneath her, right? Now, she strikes me, and I'm no fan of Joe Budden's. I got all kinds of videos of Joe Budden's and his shenanigans, right? But she strikes me as a woman that at one point in her life, she was overweight, and she couldn't attract the men that she desired herself. The men that would come after her was the men that she didn't like. But the men that she desired, because she was so, she was overweight, she couldn't get them. So now she's lost the weight. She's out showing off, and she's saying, hey, I've arrived. You know what I mean? I'm available. So she's dog whistling and talking that talk just to get the attention of men. Because the way she's talking when Joe Budden said that she wasn't marriage material, that wouldn't have bothered her. That would have rubbed right off her shoulder and said, yeah, I stand on what I said. I said what I said. But no, she's dog whistling and just talking real loud just to get the attention from the men that she desired that she never got when she was fat. That's just what it is. I'm not dumb. Listen, man, I'm an OG, man. I've seen all this already, right? And remember I told y'all, in the house, there's many mansions. And in the mansions, there's many rooms, right? You got rooms with hoes and street girls, and you got rooms with decent women, right? You got rooms with killers and drug dealers and pimps and players. You got rooms out here with black men that's getting up and going to work every day. Everybody's not in the same room, but when you peek your head in the room, if that's what suits you, that's what suits you. So I'm not talking about everybody, but the way she's talking and the image she's putting out there, she's in the room with the hoes. So I'm going to talk to her and I'm going to address her based off of what she's saying. Right? She referred to herself as a hoe. She disrespected other black women, saying that that's for poor. Marriage is for poor women. So we're going to have that conversation. What you upset about? So she's saying that he was trying to come upstairs and bull race them cheeks. He probably was because in his mind, he probably was easy. He probably figured it was easy. Because man, listen, it is what it is, man. Right? So, I don't know, like you can't talk trash about a certain life and then get upset when people call your card and call you out on it. Right? It can't have it both ways. So that's just the way I see it. But listen, let me know what y'all think, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till next time. Peace.